Hey friends, it's 604 Comics here. I've got the pull list for July 24th, so let's go and take a look and see what books I got this week. Relatively slow week for me. Not too many books, I think just 10, but starting off with my DC titles, we have Batman Superman issue number 2. I thought the first issue was okay. Not a huge fan of Jay Lee's art, but I picked up the first issue just to check it out and see what was happening. This is the first meeting of Superman and Batman, and I think in issue number 2 it's going to be the new 52 Batman and Superman meeting Earth 2's Superman and Batman. So kind of looking forward to seeing how that interaction, how that meeting takes place in this issue, but I'm hoping I get into the series a little bit more. Next up we have The Flash issue number 22. This is part of the Reverse Flash storyline. I believe in this issue we see Iris West putting on the Flash costume, so that's going to be cool. Next up, Red Hood and the Outlaws issue number 22. Last issue we saw Arsenal. He was, I guess, having a session with Hugo Strange, and I think we found out that Jason Todd has been asked or recruited to go and lead the League of Assassins, if I remember correctly. So that's what's happening in Red Hood and Outlaws. Kind of hoping the series picks up a bit and gets a little bit more action-y, but for now I am still sticking on with Red Hood. And finally, for the DC books, we have Justice League Dark issue number 22. This is part 3 of the Trinity War. First two parts of the crossover have been alright. We didn't really see a lot of the Dark team, so since this is Justice League Dark issue number 22, I expect to see a lot more of them and see how they fit into this equation for the Trinity War. So those are the DC books. Only got one Marvel book, and it's Captain America issue number 9. Issue number 8 was a really good issue. I believe I chose that as my pick of the week. That had a awesome cliffhanger, and I can't wait to read what happens in issue number 9. If you guys haven't read issue number 8, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this Dimension Z story arc ends in issue number 10 coming out next month. Just as a side note, as you can see, I've switched back to the regular format for my pull list. Got some comments from you guys for my last week's super fast pull list video, and I appreciate all your comments. Take all your feedback into account, and that is the reason why I'm going back to this format. So here we go, continuing off and finishing off. This is the Image titles that I picked up and the rest of the indies. We have Dream Merchant issue number 3 of 6. First two issues have been pretty good. I'm enjoying this series quite a bit. The art's pretty good, and this is an enjoyable read for me. Lazarus issue number 2. I mentioned a few weeks back that I was really looking forward to Lazarus issue number 1. I might have overhyped that to myself quite a bit. I didn't find it that easy to get into, but I'm hoping with issue number 2 the story gets kind of better. I really have some high hopes for Lazarus. Next up is Danger Girl Trinity. This is the last issue in the 4-issue mini-series. It's a fun read. Artwork is not the same inside. The cover's by J. Scott Campbell, and the interior art is a mix of 3 different artists based on which story is being told. But yeah, it's the end. Not much to say about that. This is another end. This is G.I. Joe Cobra Files. This is issue number 4. This is the end of the first story arc. It's still an ongoing series, but I think after this issue I'm going to drop it. I haven't really been digging the G.I. Joe Cobra Files series, so I think I'm just going to stick with the original G.I. Joe series with Duke. And finally we have All New Fathom issue number 1. This is another one of the 10 for 10 series from Aspen. This is $1. This is the, I guess, launch of the new Fathom miniseries. I haven't read any Fathom books ever, so I'm kind of looking forward to reading this and seeing what it's all about. This is the reserved cover. And I didn't mention it, but I don't have it at hand either, but pick of the week from last week was Red Sonja. I thought that was a really well written book by Gail Simone. It was easy for someone like me who's never read any Red Sonja to get into, picked it up, I was able to follow, and I didn't get lost, and the end was just awesome, so I can't wait to get issue number 2. So that was my pick of the week last week, Red Zone issue number 1. So those are all the books I got this week, and hope you guys got some good books yourselves. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. 604 Comics, signing off. Cheers.